Everyone, Mackie is here for day 7 of our Worlds preview. But wait, don't you say that last video that it was day 7 of the Worlds preview in your Gammy Sports preview? I think I did. So I kind of miscalculated days. This is what happens when you try to upload so many videos in just a small condensed space of time. I'm just doing it for the one person that I love, or the many people, especially you guys. So let's keep it going. Now, flying in from Taiwan, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it something supernatural? No, it isn't. It's a flying oyster, everyone. Specifically, the CTBC Bank Flying Oyster. I'm just trying to make sure that I can correct myself so I don't have to confuse. So let's just call them Flying Oyster right now. So Flying Oyster, new team created in last year, made it to their first Worlds appearance, did particularly well. Beat 100 Ds because North America cannot do crap at international events since, I don't know, let's say post 2019, I guess. And I think CTBC has some members coming back, and we're going to get to the team later. But I just wanted to specifically look at their PCS results from this summer to know how incredible this is. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, okay, Flying Oyster must have a great season and then lose to PSG Talon, and then, you know what, these are the two best teams from PCS. Actually, that didn't happen because you see, they finished 9-9 in their standings behind Frank Esports by kind of like game differential or something. Well behind D-Cross, well behind PSG, Talon, and JT. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, lower bracket is going to be tough. You might string 1 or 2 games here, but you know, you can feel like their run might be ended at some point by a superior team or such. Instead, what happens is that they made an unbelievable lower bracket run. Now, in case you people have to just like grab your contact lenses or your glasses and you cannot see, I highlighted their performance in yellow, of course. So they beat Team Bliss 3-0. Cool. Okay, you beat the LCO team. Everybody expected you to beat Oceania at this point, so kudos to you. And then they beat D-Cross Gaming. Alright, cool. 3-1. That's not bad. That's not bad. Then you beat Frank Esports, which I feel like many teams thought that they could go to Worlds. They beat them 3-2. Alright, cool, incredible. And then they beat Beyond Gaming by the same scoreline to make it to the finals. And like, holy cow, they can win. And then they made it to the finals and go 5 games with PSG Talon. And then they lost. But yeah, they lost to PSG Talon. So be. But what miraculous, incredible comeback from a 9-9 season to actually make it to Worlds is incredible enough. And to push PSG Talon to 5 games is incredible story and fortitude by virtually almost the same players that were in the team. So, Mackie, you must be thinking, who are the players from that team that are going to Worlds with the Flying Oyster on their radar? Well, let's just find out. First up in the top lane, we got our boy Rest. 55.4% kill participation with a 22.3 damage and about 21% gold. Reacton, Cassante, Jax, Rumble just a little bit. You can also fancy some scissoring with Gwen. And I'm not mean the, that scissoring. I just mean the actual scissors, guys. Do not put your mind in your head, guys, okay? Please. It's a family channel. Please, okay? He is good. We know he is good. I think he could be tested, of course. We all know these top laners are going to be tested in the play-ins against superior competition, especially Licorice or in some case the BDS top laner, which is like, it's now 7 episodes and I don't know who his name is. Please, Mackie, remind me who his name is. Editor, please, I'm stressing out. Anyways, thank you. I think he'll be tested, of course. I think he'll be fine, but I think Rest is going to be like, he's decent, especially if in case like the Renekton and the Cassante could be taken away. Gemini is our next person. 71% kill participation, but he had the lowest damage among all players except support at 12.4, and the lowest gold at 17%. Makai 9 times, Poppy 8 times, Sejuani 7 times. Tanky champions, they're all fine, but I think because of the meta shifting away from the whole thing, which we will get to like the World's pre-patch, of course. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see how it goes with the pre-patch gonna be nerfed to everybody else. Will he diverse away from the tanky champions? And based on how we do, I think he is more of a tanky champion. But he only played 2 games on Viego and probably 1 game on Trundle, and that's it. So I'm not feeling any confident about Gemini, of course. And with his low damage output against all among players, that will be a problem for him. Next up is Jiminy. Jimmine, this is a hard name to pronounce. Jimmine, new player from the mid lane, 68% kill participation and almost 30% damage. He is really good. 11 games on Azir, 8 on Ari, 7 on Jace, those typical stuff. He's really, really good. I feel like he's really, really good. I feel like on paper he's really good, but of course, no knowledge on the PCS, as I mentioned. So I feel like I'm just going on face value and just saying like right now, Gemini could be the best mid laner in the play-in stage, but we're going to find out once these kings will show up and if he can step up. And of course, what will happen if the Azir gets banned? Will he get to play Galio, of course? There's a little hint from my pre-patch notes, of course, coming up. And of course, he got Shun in the bot lane. 29% damage, 26% gold on 74% of kill participation. I think you could say he could play a range of champions, but 16 games on Xayah. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. His kill participation is what, 63% at about a 6 KDA. That is not bad, but it's the worrying part about playing this one type of champion that's going to be really limited because the rest of them is like, he played Kai'Sa 8 times. Great. And let's see how we do in Kai'Sa. 50% win rate. All right. And then he can play Jinx, Zeri, and then Israel, of course. And then you got like other champions. You know, he's not playing that much. So my worry is about like his champion pool could be pinched about it, and it's going to be really, really tough. And then finally, support is Shock. Not much to say about the supports. Alistar is his more played champion, followed by Rel and Nautilus at most of the time. Now, I feel like engage champions are going to be his, but if he doesn't play well in the enchanters, it's going to be a real problem, especially if we move away from the engagers in the world's meta. So that would be a huge, huge problem for him, of course. So let's look at the win rate side between these two. Blue side, it's about 15 wins. Let me just look. 15 wins and 15 and 4 with about 9 and 6 in like red side. So blue side is great, red side is not. That's probably my numbers, of course. And you know, let's look at the picks and bans, of course, from the CTBC Flying Oyster side of things. They ban Renekton a lot. Well, actually, I should supposed to say that the players ban Renekton a lot. 46% overall with Renekton, with a 32% like red side CFO on the red side. Kai'Sa, of course, blue side banned 24% of the time, 20% of the Blitzcrank. You know, I don't think Blitzcrank will be playable in Worlds, of course. Then he got banned by CTB's Flying Oyster. 49% on Tristana, and that's mostly blue side, mostly red side. So Tristana is going to be a real threat, although I don't see much Tristana games at any international level in the last couple of matches, so I don't think Tristana will be a main threat. But I feel like if that's gonna have to, I think Tristana could be like, let's say a second draft section pick, maybe a third draft ban section pick. I don't know, but that would be a threat for me. And I think that should do it for the CTB Flying Oyster. Now, before I go, everybody, I think it's time for us to give you a little nugget of what's coming up for our World's Patch 13.19. So this will be a little bit of segment. If you finished with the whole thing, if you finished watching this, you can just go away. Goodbye, everybody. Don't want to leave you. But if you wanted to say for the patch notes theory, come join us, and in a couple of minutes, I will tell you about the patch notes and what's going to happen. So, our good old boy, Riot Frorix, it's a hard name to pronounce, of course. This is to be the World's Patch, of course. It's a little bit of preview, but of course, he's giving you a little nuggets and details, so I'm just going to read it out to you in case people, like, don't care about Twitter, or don't care about Riot, or anything like that, or just want to be curious, of course. So I'm going to read a few. Galio, he's pretty weak and countered hard by some mid-range champions in the meta, so I think Galio will be played. Gangplank, and happy that he's back in crit and he's no longer ceiling by pro, and he's trending to be weak overall, so maybe gameplay could be playable, and we all see Bin pop off with GP, but I don't think we'll see him that much. Jhin is pretty stable, but his ability, of course, to carry leads in the game will be coming later. But Jhin in Worlds, that is not gonna happen, Chief. Lee Sin, this is one of the metas that I mentioned about way back yonder, of course. His buffs at 13.13 is ineffective, and over nerf with the previous changes from 13.7. So I think Lee Sin is okay now. Pike is a bit weak, and of course buff him in ways that increase the frustration, of course. So Pike is fine, I guess. Syndra resolved the issue with Elite and Pro Screw, and has a bit move to give her a small buff. So I think Syndra could be playable, of course. Zig's win rate in mid is a bit sad, especially for a champion who could be flex, and it could be decent for most players, of course. So that'll be a problem for him. And Renekton could be the strongest, of course, in the top laners, but he's gonna be pushed down a little bit tad. So he's fine, of course. Zeri, a little bit of nerf, but then again, of course, Zeri was broken like last year, so we're not gonna expect Zeri to be dominating the world thing like this year, which is fine, but still. Randuin's is okay with a significant buff, but a little bit over purchase with the items, of course. Could be an answer to Triss mid, double carry, of course, but it'd be functional as well. And Secrets will be under 2, but receive a small buff. So here are the patch notes. Galio, Gangplank, Jin, Lee Sin, Lissandra, Nunu, AP Focus, Pike, Syndra, Twitch, and Ziggs will be buffed. And then you got Rek'Sai, Renekton, and Zeri getting nerfed. And Randuin's, Omen, and Secrets, Armguard get system buffs. So these are kind of like a little preview. I said it again, of course, not much changes to the Worlds patch. I'm not sure if we get like 1 or 2 champions that get buffed. Like, you might get Lee Sin be in the game, and you might get Gangplank in the game. Maybe Jin if you're lucky, but not much. I think we might see the Xayah and the Kai'Sa being mostly played in Worlds, but maybe some surprise picks here or there. So that's my theory about it. But it's early days, of course. We never know until the full patch notes, and I'm gonna keep you interested. So with that, this is probably the longest ever video from the preview so far. So yeah, thank you all for listening or watching, if in case you have not earring aids or something. And we'll see you all tomorrow, everyone, for another team. Goodbye, everyone.